Over half of modified motorcycles are illegal. We aren't talking about fix-it tickets. We mean modifications that get your bike impounded, deny your insurance, and slap you with felony charges. We expose the 15 mods that put a target on your back. We reveal the gray area traps police use for probable cause and the #1 device getting bikes seized and crushed right now. This video could save you thousands and a night in jail. Let's go. Number 15, the tucked license plate. We start our countdown with the most common innocent crime in the sport bike community. It is the first thing everyone does. You install a Fender eliminator and you tuck the license plate deep under the tail section, right in front of the rear tire or way up by the battery box. It looks sleek. It cleans up the lines of the bike. It makes the tail look aerodynamic. And it is arguably the biggest probable cause magnet on the street today. I knew a rider named Alex who rode a Yamaha R6 in Florida. He had his plate tucked way up near the shock reservoir. He wasn't speeding. He wasn't wheeling. He got pulled over simply for improper display. He thought it was going to be a warning or a $20 fine. But because the officer had probable cause to stop him, the officer decided to run a full check on the bike and the rider. It turned out Alex's license had a minor suspension he didn't know about. Because the plate was obscured with intent, a phrase police use to imply you are hiding from tolls or cameras, they treated it as a criminal traffic violation. His bike was towed. He spent the night in a holding cell, all for a $40 bracket that he bought on eBay. The lesson? Don't give them a reason to stop you. Mount the plate at the rearmost point of the bike, or at least visible from a 45-degree angle. If you have to squint to see it, so does the cop, and he won't be happy about it. But while a tucked plate hides your identity, our next mod confuses everyone behind you, and it violates a federal safety standard you probably didn't know existed. Number 14, integrated taillights. This is a controversial one because almost everyone has them. An integrated taillight combines your brake light and your turn signals into one single unit. It looks amazing. It gets rid of those dorky stalks sticking out of your tail. It streamlines the rear end. But federal DOT regulations have a specific requirement for turn signal spacing. On a motorcycle, rear turn signals generally need to be at least 9 inches apart from center to center to be street legal. An integrated tail light puts them 0 inches apart. They are in the same housing. Technically, this makes the bike non-compliant with federal safety standards. So what, you ask? Cops don't carry tape measures. You are right, most cops won't pull you over just for this, but they tack it on as a secondary infraction. The real nightmare is liability. Imagine you are stopped at a red light. You turn on your signal. A car rear-ends you. Usually the car is at fault, but the driver tells the police, "I couldn't tell he was turning. His lights were all confusing and blinking together." You might think it looks cool, but is it worth losing your insurance coverage? I have a question for you. Would you risk a denied insurance claim just to have a cleaner tail section? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While lighting is subtle, our next modification makes you partially blind, and in some states, it renders your vehicle legally unsafe to drive away. Number 13, mirror deletes. We see this on race replicas everywhere. You remove the bunny ear factory mirrors for better aerodynamics or lane splitting ability. You install sleek block-off plates, and maybe you put a tiny 1-inch mirror on the bar end, or worse, no mirror at all. In many states, riding without at least one rear view mirror is strictly illegal. In states like California, you need a mirror that allows you to see at least 200 feet to the rear. In some jurisdictions, an unsafe vehicle cannot be ridden away from the scene. It is legally not roadworthy, and the officer can force you to park the bike and call a tow truck. I have seen guys stranded on the side of the highway, waiting for a flatbed costing $400, simply because they took their mirrors off to look like a MotoGP racer. Furthermore, riding without mirrors is suicidal. You rely on head checks, which take your eyes off the car slamming on its brakes in front of you. Keep the mirrors. If you hate the stock ones, buy sleek aftermarket ones, but have something that reflects the world behind you. Mirrors are about seeing, but our next mod is about being seen in the wrong way. This one can get you charged with impersonating an officer. Number 12, colored headlights. You walk into a bike meet and see a Kawasaki with glowing red projector eyes, or a Gisser with blue halo rings. It looks menacing. It looks custom. It is also impersonating a police officer in the eyes of the law. Most states strictly regulate forward-facing light colors. You can have white, you can have amber. That is it. Blue lights are reserved for law enforcement. Red lights are reserved for emergency vehicles and taillights. If you have red lights on the front of your bike, you are violating statutes designed to prevent confusion. Drivers might see red in their rearview mirror and pull over, or see red coming toward them and think you are going away. This isn't just a fix-it ticket. In strict counties, running blue lights can get you charged with impersonating an emergency vehicle, which is a serious misdemeanor or even a felony in some circumstances. Even if you just have the demon eyes switched on while parked, some laws state that simply equipping the vehicle with the capability to display blue or red lights on the front is a violation. If you run halos, make sure they are RGB, red, green, blue, adjustable, and you set them to white while the wheels are moving. Do not give a bored cop a reason to ruin your night. It's hard to look cool in a mugshot. We've talked about lights, but now we need to talk about the air. The next mod is a federal offense that shops are getting sued millions of dollars for selling. Number 11, the cat delete. We are moving into the heavy hitters. You buy a full exhaust system. You remove the heavy, heat-soaking catalytic converter box to save weight and gain 5 horsepower. You flash the ECU. The bike runs cooler and sounds better. But under the Federal Clean Air Act, removing a catalytic converter is a federal offense. For years, the EPA looked the other way on individual riders. But in 2026, the crackdown is real. The fines for emissions tampering can reach into the thousands. You cannot simply pay the fine. You have to reinstall the stock system and pass an inspection to get your registration back. If you threw away your stock exhaust, you might have to spend $2,000 buying a new OEM one just to make the bike legal again. And here is the kicker. If you sell that bike, you are technically committing a federal crime by selling a tampered vehicle without disclosing it. It is the invisible crime that is slowly becoming very visible as governments get desperate for revenue. Quick pause. If you are guilty of this next one, you might want to call your chiropractor. It's a cruiser mod that looks tough but gives lawyers an easy win in court. Click that like button if you know someone with bars higher than their head. Number 10, handlebar height, ape hangers. This is for the cruiser crowd. You want that gangster look. You put 16-inch, 18-inch, or 20-inch ape hangers on your Harley. Your hands are up in the sky. You look like you're robbing a liquor store just by riding down the street. But almost every state has a handlebar height law. In some states, the grips cannot be higher than your shoulders. In others, they cannot be more than 15 inches above the seat. The logic is physiological. If your hands are too high, blood drains from your arms, causing numbness, fatigue, and loss of fine motor control. If you get into a crash with illegal ape hangers, the opposing lawyer will argue that you did not have proper control of the vehicle. They will argue that your reaction time was slowed by your illegal equipment. It is an easy win for them. I have seen riders get pulled over simply because the cops saw their hands were above their helmet. It creates a profile. Check your local state laws before you order those sky-high bars. Looking cool isn't worth losing the ability to steer or losing your lawsuit after a crash. While bars are obvious, our next mod tries to be invisible, but it actually screams, "I am guilty." Number 9, smoked license plate, covers. You buy a tinted plastic cover for your license plate. You tell the cop it's to protect the plate from bugs or prevent fading. He knows you're lying. You know you're lying. These covers are designed to reduce the reflectivity of the plate, making it harder for red light cameras, toll readers, and ALPR systems to snap a picture. They are marketed as anti-photo shields. Police absolutely hate these. In many states, putting any material over the plate, even clear plastic, is illegal. But a smoked cover is essentially an admission of guilt. It says, "I plan to run tolls or run lights." I recall a story from a guy in New Jersey. He got stopped for a routine check, nothing major. The trooper walked to the back of the bike, tapped the smoked cover with his pen, and said, "This gives me probable cause to search your saddlebags." Because the cover was illegal equipment, the stop escalated. They found a small amount of something he shouldn't have had. He went from a warning for speeding to a criminal possession charge, all because of a $10 piece of plastic he bought at an auto parts store. It creates immediate suspicion. When a cop sees a smoked plate, he assumes you are hiding something else. Maybe no insurance, maybe a suspended license. He will find a reason to stop you. And once he stops you, he will find the other 14 things on this list. Tear that cover off. It's cheaper to pay the toll than the lawyer fees for a criminal traffic stop. Number 8, fender eliminators. This ties into the plate location, but it's specific to a small piece of plastic that saves lives and prevents lawsuits. When you remove that ugly plastic fender hanging off the back of your sport bike, you are almost always removing the rear reflector. Federal law requires a red reflector on the rear and amber reflectors on the sides. Why? Because of the law of torts. If your electrical system fails at night and your taillight goes out, that reflector is the only thing stopping a minivan from plowing into you at 60 miles per hour. It is a minor infraction, usually a fix-it ticket, but again, it is probable cause. It gives them a reason to light you up. Many aftermarket Fender eliminator kits do not come with reflectors. If you get hit from behind at night and you have no reflector, the driver who hit you can claim negligence per se. They can argue you violated a safety statute which contributed to the accident. Your payout could be reduced by 50% or more. If you install a Fender eliminator, buy a stick-on dot reflector and slap it on the license plate frame. It costs $2 and keeps the legal wolves at bay. Number 7. Dark tinted visors at night. We all want to look like the Master Chief. A gold iridium or dark smoke visor looks incredible. In the day, it's perfectly legal and protects your eyes from glare. But riding with a tinted visor at night is illegal in almost every jurisdiction. It is classified as unsafe equipment or impaired vision. It's the legal equivalent of wearing sunglasses while driving a car at midnight. If you crash at night with a tinted visor, you are automatically at fault. You effectively blindfolded yourself. I knew a rider who hit a pothole at night with a smoked visor. He tried to sue the city for the road defect. The city's lawyers pulled the police report, saw he was wearing a tinted visor, and argued he couldn't see the hazard due to his own negligence. He got $0 for his broken leg. Carry a clear shield in your backpack, swap it when the sun goes down. Don't let vanity leave you blind. It happened to a buddy of mine named Chris. He was riding home late from a shift, wearing a dark smoke visor because he forgot his clear one. He hit a deer. The police report explicitly stated, rider vision obscured by non-compliant eyewear. His medical insurance tried to fight the hospital bill, claiming he was engaging in reckless endangerment by riding blind. He spent 2 years in court just to get his surgery paid for. I have another question for you. Do you swap your visor at night? Or do you just ride with the visor up and let the bugs hit your eyes? Be honest in the comments. Number 6. Slick tires, non-dot. You take your bike to the track. You run a set of racing slicks. They are sticky, they have incredible grip, and they look aggressive. You decide to ride them on the street to the local bike meet to show off how hard you corner. But guess what? Big mistake. Racing slicks are not DOT, Department of Transportation approved. They do not have the tread grooves required to channel water. Even if it is a dry day, riding on non-DOT tires is an equipment violation. But the real risk is temperature. Slicks are designed to work at high temperatures generated by tire warmers and aggressive track riding. On the street, you can rarely keep enough heat in them. Cold slicks are like ice skates. If you crash on slicks, your insurance adjuster will look at the tires. They will see "not for highway use" stamped on the sidewall. They will close their notebook, deny your claim, and walk away. You are riding uninsured the moment you roll out of the driveway. It is the ultimate gamble. Number 5. The horn delete. This seems silly, but it happens all the time on custom builds and choppers. You want to clean up the handlebars? You remove the ugly horn button and the horn itself to hide the wiring. Every motor vehicle is required by law to have an audible warning device. If a car merges into you and you didn't have a horn to warn them, you share the liability. Furthermore, most state inspections require a working horn. If you get stopped for a safety check and you can't beep, you don't ride. It's a $5 part that can save your life. Keep the horn. Hide it if you have to, but keep it functioning. Quick pause. We are entering the danger zone. The next 4 mods are the ones that get people arrested or get bikes crushed. If you want to stay free, you need to listen closely. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the advice that keeps you out of handcuffs. Number 4. Underglow, flashing strobing. We talked about colored headlights, but Underglow is a different beast. In the Fast and Furious era, everyone had neon. Now it's LED strips. Riding with flashing lights of any color is illegal unless you are a hazard vehicle or construction equipment. It distracts other drivers. If you leave your remote in party mode and ride down the highway looking like a rolling disco ball, you will get pulled over. And here is the catch. Some states consider the mere presence of the flashing capability to be illegal, even if you aren't using it at that moment. If the cop finds the remote and sees it has a strobe function, he can cite you. Keep it solid. Keep it white or amber while moving. Save the light show for the parking lot. There was a case in Virginia where a group of riders got pulled over on the highway. One guy had his Underglow set to a slow blue pulse. The officer charged him with impersonating a police vehicle. They impounded his bike on the spot. He had to pay a lawyer $3,000 grand to get the charge reduced to improper lighting. But the impound fees alone cost him more than the Underglow kit ever did. We are entering the felony zone. The top 3 are not just tickets. They are career enders for your riding life. We reveal the noise violation that is now being tracked by automated microphones in major cities. We expose the invisible modification that leaves a permanent digital scar, voiding your warranty instantly. And the number 1 spot? It is the gadget that turns a simple traffic stop into a prison sentence. Possession alone can get your bike seized and crushed. Do not install this until you know the risks. Number 3, straight pipes. We mentioned the EPA, but let's talk about noise. Loud pipes save lives is the motto, but loud pipes pay fines is the reality. Cities like New York, Paris, and London are installing noise cameras, microphones that triangulate loud vehicles, and automatically mail tickets. In 2026, this tech is spreading across the US. This is the number 1 reason bikes get pulled over. You draw attention to yourself from 3 blocks away. Once they stop you for the noise, they start looking for the plate, the license, the insurance, and the blinkers. The noise is the invitation, the ticket is the party favor. If you want to be loud, keep the baffles in. Keep it reasonable. If you rattle the windows of the police cruiser, don't be surprised when the lights come on. Number 2, ECU flashing. This isn't illegal in the sense that you will go to jail, but it is illegal in the eyes of the manufacturer, and it can cost you thousands. When you flash your ECU to delete the O2 sensors, remove the top speed limiter, or change the fuel mapping, you leave a digital fingerprint. Even if you flash it back to stock, before taking it to the dealer, modern diagnostic tools can see the flash counter has been incremented. If you blow your engine, the dealer will check the ECU. If they see it has been tampered with, they will void your powertrain warranty. I have seen riders blow up $20,000 Ducati engines because of a bad tune. They thought they were covered. The dealer saw the flash, denied the claim, and handed them a bill for 10 grand. It is a modification that feels invisible, but the digital trail is permanent. And finally, the number 1 illegal modification, the one that implies criminal intent, the one that gets bikes seized, riders arrested, and keys thrown away. Number 1, the plate flipper. This is it, the go-to-jail gadget. A plate flipper is a mechanical device that hides your license plate with the push of a button. It flips it up, down, or spins it around to reveal a black blank. Riders install these for one reason: to run, to evade tolls, to evade cameras, and to evade police. Police and judges know this. Possession of a plate flipper is often classified not just as a traffic violation, but as possession of burglar tools or possession of instruments for crime. It implies premeditation. It tells the officer, I plan to break the law and I plan to run away. If a cop stops you and finds a flipper, even if you weren't using it at the time, the mood of the stop changes instantly. You are no longer a motorist, you are a suspect. In states like Florida and New York, getting caught with a flipper can lead to immediate seizure of the motorcycle. They take the bike. They declare it a nuisance vehicle used in the commission of a crime. You don't get it back. It gets auctioned or crushed. I interviewed a highway patrol officer for this story. He told me bluntly, if I see a tucked plate, I write a ticket. If I see a flipper, I'm calling a tow truck and putting someone in the back seat. That device exists for one reason only: to escape liability. It is the ultimate gamble. You are betting your freedom and your bike on a cheap servo motor from eBay. Don't do it. Click this video right here to continue the ride. And before you go, please don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, and ride safe.